Leave my life behind. The story is told with facts and lies. You own the world, so never mind. Never mind.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of the names individually. We're going to talk about the politics involved. We're going to talk about if the person has a chance on winning or not. Basically, I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live with RealCombatMedia.com, and I cover every single major fight live. Manny Pacquiao has 5 names. We're going to go through each and every one of them. Amir Khan. Now, it's a fight that many boxing fans would love to see, would want to see, but it's about, we can't talk about, you know, if we can't go past the politics. If you don't know, Amir Khan is an Al Haymon fighter. Bob Arum has said, well, he doesn't have to talk to Al Haymon. He only has to talk to Amir Khan's team, but Amir Khan is advised by Al Haymon. If you do or do not know, Al Haymon and Bob Arum promotes Manny Pacquiao. Al Haymon promotes, manages, advises. Amir Khan does not have a working relationship. You know, Bob Arum and Top Rank, Bob Arum and Al Haymon do not have a working relationship. In fact, Bob Arum is suing Al Haymon for $100 or so million. Is one Golden Boy is the $300 million lawsuit. Bob Arum, Top Rank, is the $100 million lawsuit. So basically, how can them two fight if their promotional teams are not getting along? Amir Khan has been saying he would want to fight, but then again, Amir Khan is the same fighter that's saying that he would love to fight Danny Garcia. He would love to fight Keith Thurman. He would love to fight Robert Guerrero. He will say all of this stuff, but then when it comes down to it, he'll fight Chris Algieri and not look good doing it. So it's hard to go any further with that because of the politics involved with boxing. For example, we would love to see Keith Thurman versus Timothy Bradley, right? But why wouldn't that fight happen? Because Timothy Bradley is the top ranked fighter and Keith Thurman is an Al Haymon fighter. So in my opinion, the same rules apply to Amir Khan. This is not a situation where it's Mayweather versus Pacquiao and, you know, the network heads are involved. You know, the network heads aren't going to get involved for, you know, in Amir Khan. So why talk about the woulda, coulda, shouldas if we can't even get these two sides to be able to negotiate? You see what I'm saying? So we might as well scratch Amir Khan out. If you don't know, Manny Pacquiao is supposed to be returning sometime in April or May if it's Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2 of 2016. You know, where will he be fighting in 2016? Will he be fighting at that new MGM Grand? You know, that's opening up. We don't know. It's opening up in April of 2016. So if you got Manny Pacquiao coming back and you got Manny Pacquiao coming back in a big fight, who knows? They can sell out maybe that brand new MGM arena. Because if I'm correct, Manny Pacquiao only fights in Macau in November or December. So his comeback fight is going to be in the United States. So if you don't know, there's been a lot of, before we move on to the next potential Manny Pacquiao opponent, there's been a lot of controversy about the Epsom salt healing that he had to undergo for his shoulder. Manny Pacquiao was injured for the Floyd Mayweather fight. It is a well-known fact, despite what people say, that Manny Pacquiao was injured. He was injured. It's just that he was denied a pain-killing shot for the fight. But yet, if you don't know about the new controversy, which I'm not going to get into in this video, Floyd Money Mayweather was able to receive IV injections, you know, before the fight without, basically, long story short, there's a lot of controversy involving Mayweather Pacquiao, one outside of the lackluster fight it was inside of the ring, to warrant a rematch. So there's always the potential, in my opinion, even though, like I said earlier, Al Haymon and Top Rank are involved in the lawsuit. But if, like, no matter how you slice it, Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2 would still be likely the second highest grossing pay-per-view of all time, likely still. So nothing will beat the first fight, but if they were to fight again, and then for Mayweather's 50th fight, and then, you know, with all this controversy, and if Showtime All Access puts it together correctly as far as telling the story, and if HBO 24/7 puts together actually prove that Manny Pacquiao was really injured to everybody, I'm talking about show the MRI, show all of that. But like I said, despite what you may think or what you may or may not believe, Manny Pacquiao was really injured. You know, so moving forward, let's get off the Mayweather-Pacquiao talk, and let's go on to the next potential opponent, which is Lucas Martin Matthysse, or Matthysse. No promotional issues involved because, for one, Golden Boy, who promotes Lucas Matthysse, solely promotes Lucas Matthysse, is in the business of making big fights. So if Lucas Matthysse were to get past Victor Postol October the 3rd, 2015 on HBO, then, and depending on how he does it, then he would be very much in the runnings to fight a Manny Pacquiao. And even though Matthysse is not really a big name, he's known. But as far as American fans, you know, to sell a Pacquiao versus Matthysse on pay-per-view, that would be for the hardcore fans, really. And also, like I put it this way, it would still be a very big fight. You know, because for one, you have the potential of Lucas Matthysse possibly, maybe, you know, stunning or getting a knockout against Manny Pacquiao. Will it happen? We don't know. But he's a pressure fighter, power puncher, and matching his style against Manny Pacquiao's, we know is going to be a war. And Lucas Matthysse can box a little bit. I mean, not a little bit, but he can actually box and not always be a slugger. So there's no politics involved with Lucas Matthysse versus Manny Pacquiao because Top Rank and Golden Boy are on the same page as far as promotion, as far as putting on fights together. And also, they are both suing Al Heyman. Lucas Matthysse is a former Al Heyman opponent. I mean, Al Heyman advised fighter. So what else? Let's see. So to move on to Matthysse, that's a fight that could probably, we said Amir Khan possibly can't happen. Lucas Matthysse can happen. Juan Manuel Marquez, you know, who is supposed to be returning sometime in December of this year, fighting, I believe, down in Mexico City. Remember, he hasn't fought since fighting Mike Alvarado, and that was a year ago. So now looking at, can Pacquiao versus Marquez 5 happen? Pacquiao, Bob Arum, Michael Kuntz, Freddie Roach, they would all love for this fight to be able to happen. But it's a situation where I feel Marquez will do like he did before when they wanted to fight and price itself out. Because Marquez is in a situation where he still wants to live off of that memory, you know, of being able to knock Manny Pacquiao out, putting that exclamation point on that on the 3 fights prior, which he felt he pretty much won. So looking at a 5th fight, I don't think that Marquez will put himself in a situation to actually go out on a losing note this late in his career, because I believe that this late in his career, Manny Pacquiao would beat him despite what happened, you know, with Floyd Mayweather and Marquez knocking him out before. Promotional wise, that fight can happen. Of course, we should know it. We know it can. Outside of Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao versus Marquez 5 would be the second biggest fight that Pacquiao can fight, you know, without any promotional, you know, things involved. I believe you can get over 1 million pay-per-view buys. But the thing is, I look at it like this. Even though it may be a fight that we may want to see, Marquez, you know, is going to be very dangerous. Now, we all know what I think about Marquez. You know, I call him the Terminator. He's a genetic specimen, you know. But whatever the case may be, I feel that Marquez would throw a monkey wrench into the plans by asking for something like, well, let me get 50-50. Many fans may feel that he should get 50-50, but me personally, I'm not quite sure of that, because even though Pacquiao lost to Mayweather, he made over $150 million plus, you know, so he's A-side over anybody outside of Floyd Mayweather in the sport of boxing today. So you got Marquez. Who else do you have? You have Terrence Crawford, it would be kind of like a passing of the torch type of situation, because you got, you know, Pacquiao, who is currently the franchise of Top Rank Boxing right now. And then you got that guy right there who can sell out arenas in Omaha, you know, actually number 2 as far as being able to carry the flag. You got Terrence Crawford, who has actually a gift of being a fighter who doesn't talk trash, who doesn't engage in, you know, out of the ring antics, but yet he can still sell seats and he can still pull in ratings. He's going to be fighting Dirijan. Basically, it's a good fight for him. It's not a fight that many fans actually want to see, but if you look at the fact that, well, it's only his second fight, you know, after vacating his title, having to move up, you know, I look at it like a good stepping stone. And Dirijan, if you don't know who he is, who pretty much known for fighting Lamont Peterson, he's not a joke. Can Pacquiao beat a Terrence Crawford? Out of all the names I've mentioned, you know, so far, Amir Khan, Lucas Matthysse, Juan Manuel Marquez, I think that Terrence Crawford may have the best chance of beating Manny Pacquiao cleanly on the cards. You know, I'm talking about completely outboxing him. Terrence Crawford has a gift to be able to fight orthodox, and if he wants to take away your advantage, he can turn, meaning Pacquiao's advantage, he can turn southpaw, you know, and after about a round, maybe two at the most, he'll be fully accustomed to fighting southpaw and fighting you that way for the rest of the fight. So he can take away Pacquiao's advantage, and in my opinion, like I said, he can outbox Manny Pacquiao. So that's a fight that it can happen, but it's like, will Top Rank put Terrence Crawford in that situation right now? I mean, but after all, I mean, they put Chris Algieri in that situation. They put Brandon Rios in that situation. Would I want to see Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford in April of 2016, especially with the run that Terrence Crawford has been on? Yes. But that's the thing. You'll be asking Terrence Crawford to move up yet another division, you know, yet another division, in fighting at 147 pounds for likely his first fight, even though he has fought above the limit and came in above the limit of one. Has he fought above 147, 140 before? I believe he has. I know I've seen him come into the ring at 148 against, I forgot who, but I know he can be a comfortable welterweight, you know, but boxing ability, he can outbox Manny Pacquiao. And so we got Amir Khan, we got Lucas Matthysse, we got Juan Manuel Marquez, we got Terrence Crawford, and what else? One more name. I know I'm missing somebody. And I had it written down. Let me check one more time. And I'm sorry I have to do this. Oh, yeah. You know, I got a bone to pick with Kell Brook. I would love to see Manny Pacquiao versus Kell Brook, but for some reason, I'm thinking that I don't know if Kell Brook will really accept that fight. The reason why is because Kell Brook has had many fights thrown his way that a lot of fans don't understand. For example, he could afford